Welcome to the Localpreneur Show, a podcast dedicated to featuring community-based entrepreneurs, the principles they live by, and the success they're having making a difference in the world. Here's your host, Austin Kane.
Welcome to another episode of the Localpreneur Show. Super excited to be here today. Again, my name is Austin. I'm with Vital Storm. Today, we're featuring Robert with Bachman's Roofing, and super excited to have them on the show today to be able to share their story as to how their company has been thriving and impacting their community and impacting the people that are around them, that they serve, that work for them, and that they work for. Robert, let me turn the reins over to you here for a second and tell everybody that might be listening who you are, a little bit about the company and what you guys do.
Hey, thanks, Austin. Really appreciate that. So my name is Robert Glasner. I am the residential and solar sales manager for Bachman's Roofing, Building, and Remodeling. We also are known as Bachman's Roofing and Solar. We are the #1 installer of roof integrated solar in the country for GAF Energy. We do a lot of great things with solar here, as well as everything else that we do. I've been with the company going on just about under 3 years now. And I have a group of salespeople that I manage and work with that are just the absolute professionals that you want to find in a contracting type situation. We hear a lot of bad stories, contractors running away with deposits, doing shoddy work, not answering the phone, not returning phone calls, and we just don't run into that here. We work really hard against that. So obviously, taking care of the customer is paramount. My function as a manager is to take care of my employees, and that really starts at the top with Eric Bachman, our president. Eric's dedication and really the heart that he puts into this company on a daily basis really sets the standard for which we try and live up to on an everyday basis. Bachman's has been around going on just about 50 years now. We have a 10-acre facility, which allows us to purchase and maintain inventory levels so that we don't run out of materials as other contractors do. So that it just allows for a very professional and overall a great experience with Bachman's.
It sounds like you guys have a pretty good operation going there. I mean, it's been around a long time, and it sounds like you like being there and people want to be there. So that's the operation that we want to see around in all these different areas around the country these days, and that people hope to be with. Sound like you got your head on right and you're going in the right direction. And that's really what this whole podcast is about. It's about having companies just like you guys on here, sharing your stories about not only how you're impacting maybe the people that work for you and how you're investing in them and not making them, but making them want to be there. But also how you guys are investing in the community that you guys are tied to, and you're impacting the community. You're doing things, you're giving back, you're reaching out, and that's what this is all about. It's giving you a platform to share your story without talking about yourselves. We're asking you guys the questions and you're just answering. And so, that's why we're here. We want to hear your story on how you're giving back to the community, how you're changing the lives of the people that are around you, that you work for, that work for you. So we'll jump in here, Robert. We'll go into the first question really we have here today is tell everyone an impact that your organization is making in your local community. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to plug yourselves in and give back on a daily basis?
Well, the list is quite long, actually, because Eric Bachman, our president and owner, feels very passionately about giving back to the community. We can start off with some real basic things that are pretty much open. It's called Roofs for Troops. It's a GAF program where any veteran is able to get money off of their roof through a rebate program directly from GAF, $250 exactly. That's just a real quick and easy thing, but it goes more to that. I think what you're looking for, if I'm hearing your question, is like, what do we do that's really above and beyond?
Yeah.
We are very big. Some of the charities and nonprofits that we work with. You can start all with Family Promise of Berks County. We're a big supporter of them. Pennsylvania Adult and Teen Challenge, again, big supporter. The Caring Foundation. Going into that, we also get into probably like 25 or so different youth organizations. And that's just not that, doing the baseball or the soccer or the bitty basketball or something like that, but theatrical groups, musical groups, business education, in the different areas. That's also very important to us to give back to the community that way. Probably the one thing, or probably one of the things that stands out is this time of year, and this is really like, we don't make any big deal about it. It really goes unnoticed, but to a needy family, we'll do a roof for free.
Yeah.
I mean, we see a need, and, look, our responsibility as a contractor is rather interesting. We're taking care of somebody's home.
Exactly.
This is where you live. And no, it's not life or death. We're not doctors, we're not nurses, the firefighters, the police officers that put their lives every single day. But we're entrusted with making sure those people, the average person, comes home and has a safe and habitable dwelling to live in. They don't want to have a leaky roof. They don't want to have that working thing. So we're entrusted with making sure that gets done. Yep, we are a for-profit company. That's how we stay in business.
Exactly.
But we also understand the fiduciary responsibility we have, and therefore we look to give back to the community. So we see a situation where someone needs a roof, and something, they can't get financing, they got nobody else to turn to. Yeah, we're gonna take care of it, and we're gonna do it in the best way possible. Yeah. And that is, we don't make a big deal about it. No, it really goes unnoticed, and that's something that Eric really is passionate about, and we take that where if something comes up, we can go in his office and say, hey, this is what's going on. That's how we go to the community, and I think those are some of the extra things. Some of the other things I see us doing is when it comes to people that need a second chance. We're going to make sure it's safe. We're going to make sure everything's okay, but we're not afraid to take a chance on somebody and say, hey, we're here, we're here not to give you a handout. We're here to give you a hand up. Yeah. And we have lots of employees here that, maybe they didn't have the most beautiful start in life, but they were given an opportunity, and they were given a fair opportunity, and they were treated with respect. And now they've been with Bachman's for many, many years, and just proven of you get behind somebody and you give them a chance, and it's amazing what happens. Give them a real job, give them a real wage, take care of them, give them time off. Those are some of the types of things. As a management team, we try and take a look at the individuals and if they need something. Sometimes it's just a simple thing. Hey, something, I know you got no time off at the end of the year, but you need a day off. Go take a day off. Yeah. And paid, and
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think that's what, it's all about. You're there to, like you said, you're running a business, you're a for-profit business, but you take care of the people that are there. Those are honestly the people that are going out and representing your brand. And when you're in the management team or you own the company, you're not necessarily out there on the streets putting your face out there. So you're entrusting the people that you're paying and caring for and teaching and training that they're going to hold the same responsibility that you hope they would. And so you obviously want to pour back into them too. Robert, I know you just you gave a lot of great info there. I want to pull a little bit more out of you there and back up a little bit on some of those charities.
Sure.
How'd you come across some of those, or what's one of those that you have a story about that some of the projects you might do for those charities that really sticks out to that organization and maybe to you guys that people are lining up out the door of wanting to give back and be a part of that project?
There's nothing particular comes out in a specific situation. I really think it has to do with looking at the different things, and just that when it comes to helping the community, there's not even a question about it. I think that attitude going across is, yes, we're a business, but we also look at the community on a daily basis to be good neighbors, to take a look at the various situations and being willing to jump into them. So I think it's more really what it is to me is it's more on an overall basis of I see a lot of companies that, they're always focused on the bottom line, but at the end of the day, it's the people that make up the bottom line.
No, that's exactly right. I mean, it's everybody that you're pouring into. If you look like a business that nobody wants to work with, then obviously you wouldn't be here anymore. But you guys showing up every day, doing your job, giving back where you see the need fits. Yeah, people are going to come to you. They're going to come to you with these opportunities. And, I think it's great that, I've heard this on a few of these episodes that I've done, that it's the employees that are the ones lining up outside the management team's door saying, hey, we've got an opportunity here to give back. We noticed this need because, they've seen you guys, that's how you're operating. You guys are running the company with this big heart and pouring back into the community, and it's rubbing off on the people that are actually doing the work. They're coming to you with these, hey, I think we should give this job, for discount or free, because this is the story this person shared with me when we were there. And I think that's where you see the real impact, when you start seeing the results come from the people that are below you, that are working for you guys, because then you really know you're making a difference. Everyone's into the program. Everyone's representing what the brand actually is and trying to represent. So, I think just from some of the stories you shared with me, I can see how you guys are impacting the community and doing these great things.
That actually reminded me of a story this was in the third quarter of last year. One of my sales reps, Benny, was out on an appointment, and we do an inspection. We present information to people so you can make a decision. This home was in disarray. In fact, I'm not sure how the roof was still standing when Benny was out there. And this was an elderly gentleman, no family, really nobody to turn to. And unfortunately, no money.
Yeah.
But he needed some significant work. We looked at that situation and say, the best thing we can do is put him in contact with the proper organizations that are able to help him in a better way, elderly groups and things of that nature. So again, it wasn't one of those things, oh, I can't do anything, I can't make any money, just I'm done. That coming from, one of our sales estimators out there saying, hey, here's something else. And he came back very heartfelt and said, hey, we got to do something. We got to figure something out. And we got the people together to figure out what to do to get this person, with the groups that are able to support somebody that's living on their own and really needs some help. That's one of those ones you see on the news where if something isn't done, the house collapses, the roof collapses, and that person is, and then we start asking questions. Well, how did that happen? Why didn't somebody do something about it?
I mean, and those are the stories that you don't necessarily want to share about yourself, but you love to hear it. You love to share it because you guys can step in and you guys help. You replace the roof, or you fix the home, and to you guys, hey, that's a great project. But to that person, you change the rest of their life. They're able to stay in their home for another 10, 20, 30 years, however much longer that they're living there. And, they're safe. They can go on living about their lives without that to worry about. With every other worry that we have in the world, that's one less thing to have to. I think that's what it's all about, that you guys are here, you're pouring into the people in the community, you're participating in projects, whether it be youth groups or other charity organizations, or you're doing some free work for those people that need it. That you're not doing it just to look good on paper or look good on a podcast or a YouTube show, but you're doing it because that's what you're supposed to be doing, and giving back. So, I know we talked a little bit about your organization as well, but you guys are pouring into the community. How are you pouring into some of the people that work there for you guys? I know you'd mentioned you're giving the hand up, giving people that second chance, but what makes you guys a place that people want to come work for? What stands out to a potential employee that wants to come work for you guys? What are some of the things you guys are doing to train them help them be better professionally and personally, just to be a better person overall?
I think it's an overall basis. Again, it comes from the heart of the owner. I mean, look, we're a demanding organization. We have high standards that we set for ourselves. We have high standards that we set for others. I say oftentimes we have the ability to go from 0 to insanity in under 2 seconds, but never during any of those times do I see people being disrespected. I see people's opinions being valued. And look, we may not do something that I say or something that somebody else says. Someone has to make a decision, but you still feel respected. There's never a day that goes by that I don't enjoy coming into work. Look, I've been in the workforce for 40 years now.
Yeah.
43 years now. I've worked for big companies. I've worked for I own my own business for a number of years. Every day you come here and you feel respected, you feel valued. Everybody, companies, look, everybody gets a paycheck. Maybe you think you're underpaid. Maybe you think you're overpaid. Usually not, but,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but the big thing is being respected and being appreciated for what you do. The other day, we had a situation where we decided to go to a home show. This was on a Tuesday morning at 6:30, and the home show was that Thursday night starting. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the home show. And our admin, Amber, she made a few phone calls, put some stuff on people's schedules. And by 8:31, as Matt, our marketing manager, said, we had solved the problems of the world. The guys came together, everybody came together, we got it done, and we were ready to have that home show staffed in, basically 48 hours notice.
That's great.
And that to me shows the dedication of the employees, and they understand, what the objective is and what their function is within the organization. And they're not afraid to step up and say, yeah, it's short notice, and I probably did have some plans, but here, let's rearrange this. I can do this. I can do that. And they came together as a group. There's no one person that's not part of the team here. Yes, we have a lot of individual results in certain things, but there's still, the team environment. You have the people up front that take the initial phone calls or the initial emails. They're our first line of contact with a potential customer. Our sales guys, yes, they're sales guys, but they're going out there to help people have information. We're not just out there selling something. We're out there helping people to understand what's going on with their home so they can make an educated decision. That gets passed off to our production team. From our production team, it goes to the actual people that are doing the work. And then from there, it's going to, the billing, accounts. Everybody has an important function within that. So it's not just one person signs a contract and then everything goes along. No, there's actually probably 5, 6, 7, 8 to 10 people that are actually involved to get that project done.
No, that's great. I mean, it just shows that, you've got an organization that, like you said, they want to be there. They wake up and they want to go to work. It's not just, oh, here's another day, making money, but it has no meaning on my life. It's, let's wake up and let's do this. And just like the trade show example or the home show, it's probably not easy for people to 48 hours if you have families, if you have kids, just to drop all your stuff and get done. But yeah, you're staffed in under 2 hours or whatever that time frame you said was, people want to be there, they want to do it. And like you said, that starts at the top and it works its way down. So, I can tell just from the 20 minutes or so that we've been on this call here, that, from the community to the organization itself, that well-rounded, you guys are doing the right thing. You guys you're pouring into the channels you're supposed to, but
Thank you.
You're also running a business. You're trying to make money and grow your business, but you're also pouring into the people around you and impacting those people's lives. And again, that's why we're here today, to share those stories. So, Robert, I think you've shared a lot of great info, and I think everybody that listens to this is probably going to pick up on a thing or two, and hopefully can take a thing or two away from listening to this. But any story that maybe I forgot to ask, or anything that might be on your head that you were hoping to share today before we jump off of this episode here today?
Maybe not just an individual story, but an overall comment that I hear from people that we deal with on a daily basis. And that is that they enjoy the fact that we come out, we're not there selling to them. We're there to help them and to help them understand a roof is not a roof, that their home is very special to them, and that they appreciate the professionalism that we treat them with and the courtesy that we extend. I think that's the nicest thing that people can say to me is that they realize the professionalism and the courtesy that we do. Doesn't mean that we never make mistakes. Nah, we never. We're going to make a mistake like anybody. But the fact is that we're not afraid to answer the phone. We're not afraid to say, hey, what happened? Okay, let's figure it out and let's get it fixed properly. That type of attitude, we hear stories where they're contacted or trying to get a hold of another contractor and they're not answering the phone. Nah, you don't find that here. You have people that are actually engaged. They care about the final product and taking care of the customer. And I'm just proud to work for an organization that has the passion for excellence and the desire to treat everybody with respect and professionalism. I think that's huge.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. It's more than the paycheck. It's about taking care of people and showing them that you care about their lives and the services that you can provide for them. So
absolutely. And that starts really, I got to give a big shout out again to our president and owner, Eric Bachman. That starts from the top. Guy works just as hard as everybody else, if not harder. And the heart of the company starts with him. Absolutely. And he is, we're into multi-generations of family ownership here. So we're looking for a long time of Bachman's being around.
Yeah, no, that's great. Well, that's great. Well, hey, Robert, I appreciate you being on this episode today of the Localpreneur Show and sharing everything about Bachman's Roofing and the things that you guys are doing. I know the people that listen to this are going to pick up on a few things and can hopefully implement them for their businesses too. So, Robert, again, thank you. Would love to have you on another show or even Eric and him tell his story as to how he got where he is today. But to everyone listening, again, Robert with Bachman's Roofing, and thank you again, Robert.
My pleasure. Thank you for your time, Austin. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, again, thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks again for listening to the Localpreneur Show. For more of our daily content, feel free to check out Josh or Austin's LinkedIn.